Good morning, everyone. I'm Jill Burke, and I'm meeting with you over online rather than in the classroom like we originally intended. However, you already had your first library instruction session, so you should be familiar with the library screen, home screen. So I'm not going to go over any of that except to point out how we are helping students now, because there are different ways to get help. So here is library in the black bar. And here is the library home screen. You'll see at the top we remain closed. If you have any checked out books, they're now due at the end of the semester. There'll be no fines, nothing, just come in at the end of the semester and bring them back. Okay, so now how are we helping students online? This is one way that we're helping students. But if you need individual help, please click here and you can chat with a librarian via a Zoom session. And these are the hours it's available for you. So you can also email us. You remember the email here at the bottom? You can email any of these emails and there'll be a librarian will get back to you probably within the hour. We are still helping students through our research appointments, our RAP sessions. So you can schedule a research appointment, and it will be an online research appointment with a librarian, either by phone or perhaps by Zoom, whatever you or they feel more comfortable with. And we can schedule a session for you, and you'll get your individual help. So those are the ways that we're helping you during this really strange time. But right now, what I'm going to do is talk about your assignment and the types of information that you need and how to get that. So remember, we did go over the how to evaluate a library, a website. And so I'm not going to go into that, but I am going to tell you that when you go online on the internet, you need to do that. You really need to evaluate websites. There are all sorts of websites. If one of your people, you chose a person, there are people that really love these people and, have their own blogs, and you have to sort all this out. But I am going to show you the library resources because some of the information that you need is background information. You need information about the history of the time, what was going on. Even if it's somebody who is still alive, you need information on why that person is an icon in our time. What's going on now that makes that person or that thing an icon, a cultural icon. So I'm going to go here to the article databases and click on that. Some of the cultural icons that you can choose from are a bit older, like Barbie, and I'm going to go here to history. And the history database, U.S. History and Context, has lots of wonderful things about things now. About iPhones and so forth. Notice you'll have to sign in because I'm off campus. You sign in through Blackboard so that you can get into the database and have access to everything. And here it is. All right, so I'm going to just type Barbie in here. And search. And so what comes up? Here are my different types of things. I have reference, videos, academic journals, biographies, some primary sources, magazine articles, notice, and news. There's a lot. The first thing I would do is go to reference, which is down here. And notice here there's only 3 articles. There they are. But it said that there's 15. If I click on here, I'm going to get all 15. And these come from different types of sources. So here is a source on Barbie. Oh, I'm going to have to move my little thing here. There we go. Here's a source on Barbie from the Encyclopedia of Clothing and Fashion. So that has a certain way of looking at things. It's discussing Barbie in relation to clothing and fashion. Here's the Encyclopedia of Children and Childhood in History and Society. So definitely these have things in them that you might want to look at. But here is something that I have recommended for everybody, the St. James Encyclopedia of Popular Culture Online. I'm going to go into the article on Barbie. And notice it's 300 and 3,119 words. So it's a sizable article. And that's one thing you need to look at. And the date, this is 2013. That's not too bad. So this discusses Barbie, inspiration to reality, what the creator was inspired by. Here's Barbie on the market. Here's Barbie as a career woman. And it talks about the marketing shortly after the doll's introduction and Barbie as a career woman, Barbie and feminism. And you also have to look at that. When I was playing with Barbie dolls in 1960, I think I was 5 when I got my first one. So it was 1963 or 64. Barbie really didn't do anything, but was either we figured her as a teenager with Ken, and they would go out on dates and so forth. It's really different now, and talks about the beauty standard, physical attributes, and modern Barbie. It also gives you some interesting sources, and most of these look like they're in print, so you probably can't get them right now. And don't forget, here is your MLA citation at the bottom, and you can copy and paste this into your Word document. All right. So that's one thing, but this discusses Barbie in the culture, Barbie and feminism, the culture of feminism, and so forth. So I'm going to go back and let's change our search up here. Let's put in Superman. Okay, so when Superman was created, you want to understand what was going on in the society at the time. Where were we? All right. Again, try and look for your the article from the St. James Encyclopedia of Popular Culture. I highly recommend this. All right. Here's one on Superman, and here's one on comics in general and violence. That may or may not be what you want. But notice there's 57 reference articles. And up here, there's plenty of other things to choose from. Primary sources, magazines, news articles. All right. So I'm going to close out of this database and go back to here. Here's other ones. Here's Art and Humanities. Here's Biography Reference Bank, and I also recommend this if you're looking at a person. There's information here and all sorts of things. Here's databases by subject. So going back over to here to general databases. One of the databases I'm recommending is the ProQuest down here, ProQuest Central. And again, it looks different than what we've seen before, but it's essentially the same thing. So here we can choose what we want to search. All right, but let's go up here and put in, let's see, I didn't do this search, so it's kind of risky. Superman, and I can put culture, and I can put history, I can put meaning, I could put all sorts of different things, and I have some suggestions on the handout. So here's Superman and meaning. Let's see what they have here. I'm not sure they're going to have anything because I didn't do this search before. Like I said, it's always risky. But I have 18,726 results, so that's a lot. And remember how we sorted through things on the left-hand side? I can click scholarly journals and newspapers. There are more things I can click, possibly. Maybe blogs and podcasts, websites. There's almost 700 of them. Trade journals, historical newspapers, all the ways down. Reports, books. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to click newspapers just because I'm clicking newspapers. There's over 8,000 articles, and I'm going to apply. All right. So here's the first article, Faster Than the Angel of Death. Superman's back, but who is he? Okay, so you can look at that. Who is he now? He has changed over the years from when I was a kid. I remember watching the first Superman television show, which I think was done in the 50s. I'm not sure about that. But it's definitely different now. He's very different. So I can also change the date of the publication. And here's my subjects. And I can click more. And then I could start clicking on the different subjects. I want him as a comic book, perhaps. I don't want anything about him as an actor. Um, Book, superheroes, that's cool. Women, theater, musical performances. I mean, really odd stuff. I may want to look at something else, graphic novels. I may want to look at something about the history of him. Who was he before? Who was he? Who is he now? How he has changed over time. And go through these. And you'll pick out some other things and I'll apply. And then it'll change my original 18,000 down to 391. A new incarnation of Superman in Justice League. So it's talking about Superman in Justice League and how he's changed. And there again, you might want to talk about that. But who he is and his effect on the culture is a different thing. So here's Superman lore and religion, and you may want to look at that because it attaches meaning, okay, to the names. It's talking about the meaning. And then again, maybe I'm not getting anything, so I'll change my original search and I'll take out meaning and I'll put something else like culture or history and go through that again. So I'm going to close out of this and I'm back to my databases over here and I can choose other things. And I can also go back here to the library homepage and choose this front page search box. It's going to give me so many things, so I may or may not want to do that. All right. If you have any questions, I am available by email. My email is jburke, all one word, at ccbcmd.edu. And you can get in touch with me at any point, and I will return your email. If you get in touch with me over the weekend, I don't usually get on until the Monday morning. So if you have any questions about how to get in touch with us, over here under About, it's the staff directory, and you can scroll down until you find me, and it gives me my phone number. And here I am under just regular old humdrum librarians, and you can email me. That looks interesting. But you can email me. It's jburke@ccbcmd.edu. So good luck, and remember how to get in contact with us, the library staff, to get help.